Zuras, deceased. Real name, Zuras. Occupation, leader of the Eternals of Earth. Legal status, first citizen of Olympia. Identity, Zuras's identity as an Eternal is publicly known to the people of Earth, but is generally disbelieved. Other aliases, none. Zuras has often been mistaken for the Olympian god Zeus. Place of birth, Titanos, the first city of the Eternals, location unknown. Place of death, a valley in Peru. Known relatives, Mentor, alias Alar's brother, Thena, daughter, Eros, alias Starfox, nephew. Group affiliation, Olympian Eternals. Base of operations, Olympia, Greece. First appearance, Eternals number 5. Final appearance, physical death, Thor number 300. Death revealed, Thor number 301. Spirit leaves body, Iron Man Annual number 6. History. Zuras and Alars were the eldest sons of Kronos, the leader of the first generation of the race now known as the Eternals. See Eternals. Kronos was working in his laboratory in Titanos on experiments to discover the secret of immortality when he grasped a vessel containing an unknown cosmic force he had isolated. The vessel ruptured, causing an explosion which demolished Titanos. The explosion scattered Kronos' atoms throughout the universe, but Kronos' astral form, now possessing godlike intelligence and perceptions, remained on this plane of reality. The cosmic force released by the explosion also altered the other members of Kronos' race, all of whom survived. Now, both they and their descendants would have virtually indefinite lifespans compared to those of ordinary humans, and could be killed only by means that would disperse a large proportion of their atoms. Thus, the inhabitants of Titanos truly became what they are known as today, Eternals. Zuras and Alars together initiated the first creation of the Unimind, a collective melding of Eternals' bodies, shortly thereafter. While in the form of the Unimind, the Eternals determined that Zuras should be Kronos' successor as the leader of their race. To avoid disunity among the Eternals, Alars, who had different ideas than Zuras about what the Eternals' goals should be, left for outer space. Eventually, Alars settled on Saturn's moon Titan, where he fathered the race of Titanian Eternals and became known as their leader, Mentor. See Mentor, Titan. Zuras directed the construction of the new principal city of the Eternals, Olympia, in a mountainous region in Greece. Other Eternals settled elsewhere, but Zuras remained the leader of all of Earth's Eternals. At some point, Zuras married a female Eternal, whose name remains unknown, and they had a daughter, Zura, now known as Thena. See Thena. It is not known whether they had other children as well. When the civilization of ancient Greece began to rise, the Olympian god Zeus, see Zeus, decided to make the presence of the Olympian gods known to the Greeks so that they would worship him and the other gods. The principal nexus between the dimension of Olympus and Greece lay atop Greece's Mount Olympus, near Olympia, the capital city of the Eternals. Zeus and his daughter Athena held a meeting with Zuras and Zura, who had become her father's principal advisor. Noticing the marked physical resemblance between Zeus and Zuras, and between Zura and herself, Athena suggested that the Olympian gods and the Eternals form an alliance in which the Eternals would act as the gods' representatives on Earth. Zeus, Zuras, and Zura agreed. Over the many years, many human beings came to think of several Eternals not as representatives of the Olympian gods, but as the gods themselves. This confusion led to a growing resentment by the gods towards the Eternals, which recently erupted into a war, during which there was a battle between Zuras and Zeus. However, the war ended the very same day that it began, and the Olympian gods and Eternals are now at peace. With the arrival of the fourth host of the Celestials, see Celestials, Zuras knew that if the fourth host judged that humanity did not live up to the standards it had set for them, it would destroy the earth. Deciding to prevent such a fate, Zuras and the Eternals decided to join the Asgardian god Odin in his attempt to drive the Celestials from Earth. So, Zuras and the other Eternals of Earth merged once again into the Unimind and advanced into the South American base of the fourth host, where they were joined by the Destroyer. See Destroyer. The Celestials Gamenon and Jemaya together fired powerful bolts of energy into the Unimind, causing it to turn back into the various individual Eternals who fell to Earth temporarily unconscious. However, Zuras, whose consciousness lay at the center of the Unimind, was immediately killed by the Force Bolt. His corpse fell to the ground with the other Eternals. The Celestials judged in Earth's favor and left Earth. Athena assumed leadership of Earth's Eternals upon the demise of Zuras, and the Eternals brought his body back to Olympia, where it lay in state. However, although Zuras had physically died, his consciousness still remained within his physical form. Shortly after the Eternals returned to Olympia, they were captured by the Deviants, who used devices called brain mines to place them all in catatonic-like states. James Rhodes, the current Iron Man, see Iron Man, placed Athena's body near Zuras's in an attempt to free her from this state. Athena and Zuras thereby achieved mental contact, and Athena revived. Shortly thereafter, the Deviants used a machine to disassociate the atoms of Zuras's body. The result was to free Zuras's spirit from his body, so that Zuras was now truly dead at last. Rhodes and the Eternals defeated and captured the Deviants shortly afterwards. Height, 6 feet 2 inches. Weight, 300 pounds. Eyes, blue. Hair, red. Powers. Zuras possessed the conventional attributes of his race, as well as many special abilities developed through millennia of rigorous discipline. Like all Eternals, his life force was augmented by cosmic energy, making him virtually immortal, immune to disease and aging, and able to regenerate injured or missing organic tissue. Only an injury that dispersed a significant portion of his body molecules, such as that inflicted upon Zuras by the Celestials, could cause him to die. Cosmic energy bolstered his metabolism so that Zuras did not tire from any physical exertion. Indeed, the cosmic energy within Zuras was so strong that it enabled his consciousness to stay within his physical body even after its death until the body was disintegrated. Zuras's many special abilities made him the most powerful of all of the Eternals. Zuras was one of the only Eternals known to be capable of initiating the creation of the Unimind by himself. He would do so by causing cosmic energy that took visible form as blue flame to erupt from his head. The flame would then envelop his entire body as the body turned to pure psionic energy. The other Eternals would then merge with the flame, transforming into psionic energy as they did so, their consciousnesses all merging into one. Once all of the living Eternals then present on Earth had merged, the Unimind was formed. Zuras could project cosmic energy in the form of beams from his eyes, or, more frequently, in the form of flashes or bolts from his hands. This cosmic energy, stored in specialized enclaves of cells in his body, could be used as force, as heat, as light, as electricity, and possibly as other forms of electromagnetic energy. The bolts of electrical energy that Zuras fired resembled lightning. Zuras could also project cosmic energy around his body so as to form a protective force field. Zuras was a 5th-level adept on a scale rising upward from 1 to 5 at the discipline of energy manipulation. The expenditure of cosmic energy in the ways listed above caused a drain on his life force, but at a much slower rate than it does for other Eternals. It rendered him increasingly more vulnerable while he projected cosmic energy. Like all Eternals, Zuras was able to levitate himself by mentally manipulating gravitons, subatomic particles carrying the force of gravitational attraction between atoms, around himself. He could also levitate other persons and objects while simultaneously levitating himself. Zuras's physical strength was greater than that of any other known Eternal apart from Icarus and Hero. He could lift, press, 10 tons.